Good evening. Welcome back to Dissect. I go by the name of Novelist.
And I am Jewel.
What's up, Jay? What's going on?
You know what? I'm good. I'm good. The sun is shining over here in Toronto finally. But it's cold today.
Yeah.
It's cold today. We had like one summer day, which was really weird after the eclipse.
One and a half.
Then
One and a half.
and then it got cold.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, this morning was rain and, well, it was last night into this morning rain and freezing cold.
Mhm.
But, nonetheless, we're here. Did you get to see the whole eclipse thing? Did you see it or were you inside?
So I went and I bought a pair of eclipse
You bought
glasses.
glasses? Ah,
So I'm rushing out of the house to get outside to see this thing, and I get to my destination and I can't find these things. Meanwhile, it's dark outside. I'm like, this
right.
is the eclipse. This is the eclipse. All we saw from where I was pretty much clouds, and then it got
Yeah.
bright after a few minutes. So I didn't
Mm.
really get to see much. What about you?
I was driving, so it was pretty much happening behind me because I was
Mhm.
coming from west going east, and
Uh-huh.
the sun sets in the west, so
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it. So all I just witnessed the darkness and the light, which was kind of,
Cool.
yeah, it felt like some Twilight Zone type of thing,
Yeah.
but it was cool. It was cool. So of course, guys, welcome back to Dissect. And like we do every Saturdays, we have another special show for you guys. We got special guests, and
Mm.
hopefully, this show educate you guys, inform you guys, and a lot of the information we'll be getting from the show this evening is could go a long way in the future. So, with that being said, let's get to the start of our show, and we'll come back with our guests.
Okay.
So I'm Janine Zabi across.
I'm Janelle Zappy. And where's Zappy
On
Street?
yourself. This is Westy Beats on the inside and we're ready to go.
Are you, Jewel? I think you're hidden talents that you're not talking about.
I just get put up the bar. Ain't no bar, make a drum.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that they've done such a good job with hospitality and welcoming all people in.
Well, Samantha Moon.
So my name is Claudette Alona People.
I am Selena.
And then that's how it started. When I came home,
My name is Pumpa, stage name of course.
Well, I was born in Spanish Town, Jamaica.
I am Evelina Blanc.
I am a mother first. I think I'm a really wonderful friend. And a really great business.
I gotta be ready because you're like, oh, she picked that. No, I didn't.
Yep. I am Kendra Stephen.
I am Rena Charles, aka Mystery.
I take people forward in victory.
And we're back.
Back. Yeah. So I guess we'll just get right into the introduction of our guests. Actually, before we do that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel wherever you're watching it, whether you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, or you're on YouTube, or just follow tdntv.net as well. All right. All right, let's get to the introduction of our guests tonight. Of course, we have, I believe, two gentlemen with us this evening, and they represent what we call Fete match or Dominica United are here in the Toronto area. Of course, we have the man Kels John and the man Jeffrey Alexander. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, gentlemen.
I think you both are muted, or
Oh,
one of
off.
you guys are muted for
They're
sure.
both good.
Yeah,
They're good.
I'm here now.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man is an old lady name, man.
Oh, man.
Jeffrey. You
Respect,
started off
respect.
on a bad note.
Oh, just respect me.
That's okay.
Although I
Just
can tell
kidding.
it white there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But none both of you guys are no stranger to Dissect. So of course Jeffrey Alexander, if you guys don't know, is Well, manager, lead vocalist of Effects Band, and so much more. Kels is a producer slash keyboardist, and so much more. And like I said, they're here, and we're gonna talk about Fete Match, so that's part of the so much more as well. Um, where does a Fete Match come from? To anyone of you guys who wanna take that, where does it come from? What is Fete Match?
Fed match for to proceed is basically you and your boys coming on a Sunday, all right,
Mm-hmm.
to have a game, and afterwards you have that game. You cook a jot by the river, or you you have a few drinks,
Right.
and the family just they enjoying themselves. That's basically it in a nutshell. But
Right.
we are putting on a grander scale now. We are putting on a grander scale now with the current regime.
Right. Because we don't have no rivers out here in Toronto.
No, but we had to. We when the guys came up, right?
Right.
Back in just a little history. Back in, I'll tell you, starting from 1971, right?
Mm.
Them guys from Dominica, when they came up here, they were not part of a team, right?
Right.
So you had guys living on the western and guys living on the eastern. So for those people that don't know, western is in Toronto. East is like when you east of Young, and you can say Victoria Park to a little bit to a certain extent.
Right.
And going all the way to Durham region, and then west would be
Victoria Park does that.
all the way to the airport, all the way to Mississauga, right?
Right.
Yep.
So what they managed to do, what they used to do, they used to have two teams, a west team and an east team.
Mm-hmm.
And every Sunday they would come and play.
Right.
Right. Now, if they're playing in the east, they would play somewhere around Macowen. There was a field around Macowen there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would go at a partner name. His name is Kev John. He was one of the original members of the team from the team.
Right.
Or sometimes they would go at Mana Auntie's home, Jumin Rabes. They would go there. And that's where the cooking and the eating would take place. And if they're on the west, they would go to Birds. And Birds had a place around Finch and Kill, Michael?
Yeah. Yes, I think it's Finch and Kill area.
Yeah, he had a apartment there first, and then he had a house before he had the farm.
Move up to Galway.
So if they play on the west, they would go by Birds.
Right.
East, either by Jumin Rabes or Skev John. And that's from 1971, right?
Wow.
And then from 1974, they officially formed themselves into a team.
Right.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Participating in all kind of leagues. You're talking about Lakeshore League, Ross Lord, which was called
Spanish League.
Spanish League.
Yeah.
And
all the major community leagues in Toronto
and then again after every game, you know what happens after every game.
This drinking.
The lime.
Yeah, the lime.
So imagine, think of that after each game, where the lime happening, both teams,
right.
And think of that coming into Caribana time.
Mm-hmm.
And then people just start coming, and more people start to come, and more people start to come. Yeah. That's from since 1974, my brother.
Yeah.
That's basically the thing of Fete Match, you know?
Right.
So it started off with the team with the culture, with the music, the team with the
unity,
giving somebody a way to be in home, away from home, some kind of thing like that.
Right.
Yeah, and now it is what it is right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like you know, when you mention, like, I didn't know that, right? I didn't know the East and the West, and it's like it's almost like let's create our own until we can fit in, and that as simple as it is, as it sounds, it's actually genius. It turns out to be so this year is like what, the 50th year then?
That's right.
Yes, 50.
That's right. Wow. 50th year.
That's a long time.
Yes. And through many not only ups and downs, but different managers, different leaders, different regimes.
Right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have contributed. A lot of people.
A lot. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we can ever name all of them in one shot who contributed to the success of the Fete Match, and even Dominica. What's the word we're gonna use? Soccer or football?
No, not football. Football.
We can use football. All right, yeah.
Caribbean
So
people,
yeah, he contributed to the football, Dominica football up here in Canada. You know.
Yeah.
Well, some of them contribution. I don't know if Michael want to mention that. A few of them names. Some of them names kind of crucial, in the sense that one of our aspects of the Fete match is giving back.
Right.
Now, it did not start with the old regime, but with the new regime on the Mana, Markel, Damien, Pupu,
Kanaya,
we started to do giving back.
Okay.
You understand? And maybe Michael can give you a few of them people we start giving back to, in terms of the older heads.
Giving back in what sense, though? You mean?
I would say community awards. People who has dedicated their time towards the community service here, and then it also extended out to youth as well, who is doing well in the community of Dominican descent, but preferably, but also we do a whole generation just of the Caribbean in general, because the We United soccer club and even the Dominica, We United transferred into Dominica United over the years.
Okay.
We had players from many islands. I think every island in the Caribbean we can think of. So we decided at the Fete match that since it's a community event, we started recognizing a lot of the people who contributed to the culture, specifically football, Caribbean, Dominica footballing. So that's why we got George Carrington and Lennox, Dash. They were all soccer players from Dominica, and we even had some St. Lucians as well that we recognize, such as Lion, and we did also Roy, who was the manager, the first coach / manager of We United in 1974.
Okay.
And there are a lot more we'd like to award, you know.
Right.
As he mentioned about the name, the name was a funny thing, you know. It started as everything has a cycle, yeah. It started as Dominica Football Club.
Okay.
And it went to We United.
Right.
All right. And now it come back full circle to Dominica United.
United. Wow.
Okay. Is that because it became more of a Dominican-based club, or is it because you just changed the name again?
Well,
go ahead, Jeff.
Go ahead. Two things. One thing is, in the beginning, the metamorphosis of the name was kind of strange, because it was a Kitishan that named the club We United. Because Birds, who is the original founder, that's George Carrington, one of the original founders, he had Dominica football team, and he was having a hard time in guys paying their fees. So he gave up for 1 year, and the Kitishan came and said, George, give me the uniforms, let me run the team. But he said he wanted to change the name, and he said, you know what, let's change it to We United, because he's going to get a couple fellas from outside of the community, like from St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Guyana, you know.
Right.
But most times, the majority of the guys were from Dominica, but we always had at least a good 7-8 guys on the team that was all from Dominica.
Right.
Okay.
But two things you guys recognize, and it kind of stuck out to me. Number one is that when you mentioned the different management of the group, and for it to still be here 50 years later, that's incredible for our people, because you know we change things and we lose it sometimes, right? So, So I gotta give like a big round of applause to that. That's incredible. The second thing that you guys mentioned is the giving back, and it was not just giving back to any random people, but actually giving back to the people who actually started it.
Put in the work,
put in the work to it. So
it's a respect thing, you know.
Right. And they must appreciate
They did not have to do what they did, and kind of allowed us to take over.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
They could have blocked us and say, hey, listen, we don't want all you doing that.
Right.
If that has to happen, it has to be us only, right?
Yeah. And Kels, that's the mentality. That's why I'm saying, for 50 years with different managers, it's really incredible. You know what I mean?
Well, the other thing too with that is when you look at the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's I gonna name a few of them, and I don't want to skip anybody, but I gonna mean Manu was crucial, like really crucial. 2004 when I came to Canada, he had just taken over, so he was crucial to keeping it going.
Yeah,
especially the Fete match part of it.
Yeah,
having to use personal funds to his personal money.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get that straight. Then you had Tony Charles in the 80s, and before that, around that same time too, you also had Roy. Actually, that's my wife's uncle. That's my uncle. Yeah, you had Roy, right? Then you in the 70s it was all birds, including his personal money. You understand?
Right.
And then you had Mana regime was around when? Maybe 2015, 2014.
15.
Yeah, so that's
Mana, Damian, Jennifer,
Kanaya, and Mana and Jennifer, and
own money again.
And behind every good man, that there's always
of course
a good woman, right? Jennifer was like wicked on that team. You understand?
Right.
And I mean, even all the guys and all their wives as well, even like
who contributed.
My wife Nikki, yes, even Jeffrey's wife contributed. Everybody contributed because they saw it was a community function, not just about men coming out and have drinks. I mean, we have kids, we have grandmothers, we have grandfathers that want to come out and feel like they're home,
Right.
Yeah, so you always have some key people that don't want to see it fall. That is important to remember in the whole thing, right?
Yes.
And these were the key people here.
Yeah. And like Joel, it's really I talked to Joel about it before, right? And not just the Caravana Sunday, but the Caravana Sunday is obviously the big event. But it's really a family, like they explained. You know what I mean? You bring your wife or your kids, you watch the football, and honestly, sometimes I used to get home at 10:30 at night on a Sunday.
To be honest, like I'm listening to you guys, I am one of those. I'm a soccer wife. Okay, so I or football wife.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like. I know the energy that goes into it, and especially during the summer months, it's every Sunday they meet up and they play a match and they lime. So somebody's responsible for bringing the food, somebody's responsible for bringing the drink. So I understand what it is, and I can understand the burden of a few people wanting to keep it alive, and some people are like, man, I'm not paying my fee this rounds. I'm not paying and that's how things die, right? And it happens with our people all the time. So kudos to you guys for continuing to make it stay alive, right?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
And it's something that has grown throughout the years. I remember even the time when there was no music at Fete Match. And then music came along, and you guys from that to where you are now. So what's the process like? Like, what's the process like going from, let's just say, from last year Fete Match to this year? Like, what's the planning like? What's what goes into all that?
But it's a year plan, In 2015, 2014, 2015. Well, actually, it did not really start there. I want to say I don't want to give certain people only credit. It really started in 2000.
Share the credit.
2004, right?
When it started to take off in
where Manu, and just the fact that he got his wife, she was just bringing the food on her own, and eventually they decided, okay, we have to bring more food, but this time we have to sell it because it's too much.
Yeah, it's a bigger crowd, You
understand? And then eventually, Manu deciding, boy, maybe we can do the drinks, but we can't do. Everybody have to do the drinks from behind their booth because you know how Toronto is, right? Well, back then, now it's different, right? But it started really there, and then this is what I noticed when I came here. As I first came, I landed to stay here, right?
Right.
When I saw the thing and I saw Fete Match, I said, oh my God, this thing can be huge.
Yep.
So I'm just talking to Markel, and I talk to Mano. I say, Mano, I remember Mano. I tell Mano together with Popo, boss, there are other people bringing food too. There are other people bringing stuff to sell too. We have to do that properly.
Right.
Now that's 2004, you know.
Right.
It didn't happen until 2014-15 when Jennifer and Mana came and they say, oh yes, we think we should do it properly, and we go through the city.
2015, yeah.
Almost 10 years later.
10 years
But
later,
it makes sense because, the people are quick to see you doing a good thing and call the authorities. But I'm glad you guys decided.
Yes.
And you grow more. You grow more as a community now. Because you would have people just walking by the park would come and experience the Caribbean culture. So because we have foods, food selling, and we also have arts. Even last year we had someone selling books, gourmet books. Clothing. Yeah, we had last year. We also had someone selling soccer jerseys and soccer apparel and
apparel. That's correct. Yes.
So going the legal way was the right thing.
Alwyn has been there from the get-go. In the beginning, right? I don't know if Alwyn listening or any of them fellas. In the beginning, then people was giving me problems because when we used to go, it was my duty to go and check them for like $50 when we wasn't doing it properly yet.
Right.
This would be a problem to get the $50 from them. But right now, nobody giving us problems anymore because they see in their pocket growing.
They see the benefits. And they're seeing why we can charge a vendor's fee because we have moved from a small park to a much larger park. And even the stuff with the bouncy castles and stuff for kids, including it. And even the awards we give back to the community.
Right. Oh yeah, that has become a major part. Oh, yes.
I remember one of the awards is named after Desmond Dewis, who was a past player of the We United. Also, I think he was a founder on the first actual team as well.
Right.
So that was important because he passed away, and we named the award after him, and that's the youth award. Yes. Yeah. So his children and some of his sons also played for We United. They come up and they give the award in memory of him to the youth.
Right, nice.
So it also keeps our youth and our community educated and past, not just football players, but great people in the community.
Right. Nice. Now, 50 years, all this planning started from just football to a woman bringing sandwich for her husband. Now we got bouncy castles, we have island therapy, we have all types of stuff.
And you forget the rum, That's only the rum that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Caribbean people have to have rum, even with just the sandwich and the rum, right? Yeah. But all this, we talk about community. This event is free.
Yeah. Yes, we. Can you imagine that?
Free, and it's been free for 49 years. This year gonna be 50 years.
Yeah.
Because you have Jamaica Day, you have, I don't know, Joke Fest, you have all them different community days where some of them, I don't know about Trinidad. I don't think Trinidad downtown, but all of them basically charge a fee to come in. Everything is free. The only thing you have to pay for is your food. You don't pay for entertainment, obviously.
No.
All right? You don't pay for anything to do with the music. You come and see the game for free. You just have to buy your food or anything from the art to the apparels that's on sale or the books. And the jumping castle, you pay for your children. And even then, when you're paying for the children, we're making you stay for the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're not even making money out of the jumping castle per se.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
We're just paying it back. Yeah. Again, it's a community event. It's not. I don't like to say it's not about making money. It's about keeping the event to a certain standard, to keep the community, because we want the community to come out and have fun and bring your kids, bring your family, everything. Bring your Trini friend, bring your Jamaican friend, your your Kittitian friend. Anybody can come because coming from the Caribbean, I mean, it's almost like it's a norm in the Caribbean with sports and the liming and So it's something we don't have too much of up here on that scale, I should say. On
and
such especially
especially at that time of the year, I think it's a perfect event, and this is why I say that. I mean, don't get me wrong. This times I've spoken to Kels or and I'm like, yo, you should charge people when they come in, charge a car $5 because I'm like, yo, they come in and just to not
Well,
money
we
to pocket, but
legally cannot charge, but we do ask for a donation.
The donation,
when they come in.
right?
Actually, last year and the year before was very good with donations.
Okay.
I must admit, the other times we literally begging, especially me.
Yeah.
But I tend to go there because it's a familiar face and they know that face.
Right.
Then you change up there, then who is that? Who are giving that money there? You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
The past 2 years, it was close in donations. It was over $800, which is not too bad for people just giving you money back as a donation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, help us with the bills,
Yeah.
There's a lot of bills associated with the park,
Of course.
Absolutely.
And all these bills are coming, all these payments for the bills are coming from you guys.
I will tell you, the first time when I was helping my dad do the first park, I think the permit was $175.
Right. Not anymore. How much is it now? Like 1,500?
I think you can add a zero to that plus.
Plus, you have to get insurance and
right.
those other things.
So right now the park is over $700, and we haven't added other stuff yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a dumpster or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
we have to clean the park and
then you even to get the noise permit where we can play music or have a PA.
That's
right.
So there's a lot of things.
Also obtain locates and all that for the tents and
right.
music and the entertainment. Even the bouncy castle, we have to get locates for them. Even though the locates are free, but it's still a hurdle, another something you have to jump to get this done, right?
That's right.
And then all of the vendors have to be legal, so they have to have their food handlers permit.
Yes.
They have to have it up. Everything is done properly. They have to hang it up. They have to make sure somebody inside there have their food handlers permit, at least the person who owns it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want anybody getting sick or anything of that sort, right?
Right, exactly.
So everything there is done on the up and up. And in matter of fact, last year the city sent us an email telling us if we want to have a bar, we can have a bar. We just didn't do it.
Oh wow!
It was too late, They said that was very it was 3 days before the event.
Oh, wow.
I was like, yo, really?
Yeah, they tell us you want to have a bar, you can have a bar, and we just didn't do it.
But it was way too late.
License and
but before we could not have a bar because it wasn't legal to sell. You have to have a cordon off place and everything. And furthermore, the linemen, everybody coming with their thing in their booth,
that's true.
But it's just something to have for optics, because sometimes a foreigner may come there and they may not know
with nobody,
anybody,
exactly.
Even though we are giving community. Like the guys from the States always say, when they come there, it's like, Markel, people don't even know you and say, hey, come for a drink, Let me get you buy food. But there are going to be a few that are going to come and it's like, okay, I don't really know anymore. They would like to buy a beer or something. It would be nice to have it,
Right.
There for them. Yeah. But they gave it to us. They told us about it like 3 days before the event, So, I mean, once you start to sell liquor or them stuff, you have to plan it properly.
Ahead, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So we did not want to go into that at the time. It was been too much of a rush, and you have to have the hands as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's a day where everybody still like to enjoy themselves,
Of course.
I mean, there's always some that have to take the hit for it where, they don't really enjoy themselves. I'm one of them. I mean, if you see me in the park, I always have my gloves on, carrying bag. I'll try to take a little thing now and then, but, Jeffrey as well,
Yeah.
Because, it's a lot to, because you don't want to be there all midnight doing stuff. So you have to do stuff throughout the day. And,
so how do you advertise? How does the club advertise or promote for this event? Because
this thing, right?
Yeah,
we don't have to do advertisement, no? The only thing we have to do, right?
But we still do it.
the only thing we really have to do. So technically, we have to advertise the location. Even though people know where we are, we always have to put the location of where the thing happening.
Right.
Just let them know, hey, it's at that location, and this is the address and everything. Right. So at the same time, when you do that, you just put out the flyer. You understand? But the thing is so much like a thing they expect to happen.
Yeah.
It's
they will find out. It's a word of mouth.
It's become a tradition. It's become a tradition.
Some people come
The reason why I ask is because I'm looking. I went and I did some research myself on it. It's online. It's on Dominica Online on the website. But not everybody knows about it because I can see in the comments people are saying, "Well, when is it happening? Where is it happening? How do you get in contact with people?"
Well, I will tell you something about that. Originally, Dominica United, we had a Facebook page, and that's where you would have seen the history of the event, say from I think probably 2014, 14 or 15 and up. But for some reason it's not there anymore, so we have to see what's up if something happened with the Facebook rules to see if we can reinstate it or of that nature. Or I told you guys, I think now is the good start to just, I don't want to say take it away from the Dominica United soccer place, but probably make it an event page. I think it has reached that stage where it should be an event page at this point.
Right.
I believe it should be an event page, the Fete match event page. So when you go there, so everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's 50 years down the line.
don't stop the growth. I get what you
Yeah.
said.
So all the information, I think that's in the works as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Considering it's a 50-year. It's 50 years this year, and hopefully we can do some special stuff. Hopefully.
Okay. That's what I was gonna ask you. It's 50 years, so I don't want to pull too much out of the bag, but I'm saying 50 years. What can we expect for the 50th anniversary?
Well, we have a few events, and it's like I starting to feel like we're biting off too much, but. The first one is the gala, right?
Right.
So the gala is to celebrate the seniors, the guys who started it and everything.
Right.
So that's on June 15th.
Okay.
That's going to be at the Tropicana Community Center in Scarborough there, on Hunting Wood.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
You know where that is.
Yes. So we have flyers out on that for the older guys. We don't want to oversell it, so we haven't put it on all social media because we're trying to make most of the older guys come and enjoy themselves.
Coming,
Okay.
Leave a space for them,
Yeah, because our capacity is only 200 in the place.
Because I know if we put that out there,
it'll turn into a jam.
And it's also it's an all-inclusive event as well, right?
Yeah. So you get your drinks and food and everything, huh?
Everything.
Okay. Well, make sure you have my ticket put aside for me, please. Thank you.
Yes. Tickets is
and that's Novelist's birthday weekend.
And my birthday weekend.
And Kels too. And Kels birthday weekend too.
Right now it's kind of distant with my birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of distant with my birthday because I cannot be how I want to be at the function.
after party.
Yeah.
So the early bird ticket is $80,
right?
Early birds and $100 for regularly after April 30th.
April 30th.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's for the gala, and then that will be Canada Day weekend. We bringing back our cooler Fete, where everybody bring a cooler. And we're having it by birds. That will be on the 30th of June.
That's in Brampton. That's in Brampton, Joe. That's close to you.
Is that the farm?
The farm,
yes.
So that one.
You're in front, man.
That's for the family. So you come, you pay your money, you come inside. We give you food, but you will come with your own drinks, and we have a good time. Oh, hopefully we have contacted a DJ from Dominica to come up and. We're looking at a couple other people, but it all depends on how the funds flow into. So we'll see how many of them we can get.
Right.
But right now we're still trying to gather more funds because that is more than our usual in terms of how much you usually spend.
Right.
Yeah.
That's way over what
It's over our budget.
Yeah.
The very slim budget we have.
Right. The budget that comes from your personal pocket.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, over the years, I mean, the accounting for the function, I mean, it's all of us putting our heads together to kind of balance, because remember, it's not a promotion company where we make money. Whatever we make, we pump it back into the community events and stuff. So it's a balance of having a nice function, but also not too costly, but affordable for people to attend, and still maintain a nice how would you call it, atmosphere, and a unique function, I should say.
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, just in case somebody wondering, when we usually have the Fete match, it's usually Caribbean on a Sunday, and this year it's on the 4th. Let me make sure before I make a mistake here.
That is the 4th.
But it's still Caribbean Sunday though, right?
Yeah.
Caribbean Sunday is the 4th.
And it's Toronto Carnival Sunday, not Caribbean.
Right. Yeah.
We say Caribbean here.
It doesn't matter. We're still from the Caribbean. We're still saying Caribbean.
And if you know the fun, if you were in the States, and like people from the States, they come across for Carnival, and they bring their children, right? And a lot of people go Friday, Saturday, you party, and the Sundays actually you could just let your kids be free in the park. So it's you can actually include the kids for the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Everything else is just pretty much adult based. So
adults,
yeah.
Yes.
And a comment from Miss Hermina George here says, first of all, she said something earlier. She said it's by word of mouth, and she's saying, you know what, maybe you should get some sponsorship. Try and get some.
Well, we looking for, we did get one Popo
last year.
One of our
last year.
Right.
And he's getting one actually for the gala, but it's just to do one thing. So we need more sponsors, because it's a community event. We would like to get more sponsors on board.
And a lot of people play in big corporations that come to these events, so they can also ask their business places. Put it out to them. Don't be afraid to ask, because we're living in a time now where things are very expensive, and they can't just expect to come and lime and have fun, drink and eat, and not pay for it. So
that's right.
And to add, go ahead, Jeffrey. All right, I was just saying, just for Jewel, for your knowledge, Hermina George is the original chef for the soccer team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when we finished, so she's a chef.
When my dad continued, Manu is my dad, just to let you know.
Right.
When he continued We United after a couple years of We United being inactive, she just used to bring food for the soccer team, right? And then at the time We United, when we paid our club fees, it would include our drinks, our gargles after the game. We were organized like that. It started to evolve where, in the fact that if St. Vincent and Grenada or the Jamaicans or Trinidad, they came to her for food.
Yeah.
And then the guys was like, yo, you're not bringing enough food, bring the food. And they wanted to buy it from her, and she did not want to sell the food.
Right.
But after a while, it's like, I say, this is too much work. The guys want to buy the food. And it started at Ruslot, G. Ruslot. So when all these guys, when we united, we used to probably have the biggest fan base at Ruslot.
Right.
When We United is playing, you would know We United is playing, because we had the biggest fan base, bigger than Magic, bigger than all of the teams. So the owner of the league used to say, listen, I know when We United is playing, that's the only team they always have to ask come out of the park at midnight, even though they have the first game in the morning. So now the guys down there actually started following us to the Fete match.
Wow.
Okay.
For her food. Because the very first one because the very first vendor was her. She was the only vendor, and then we realized, listen, one vendor can't do this as the crowd started to grow.
Right.
So just a bit of knowledge, more knowledge or history for the Fete match, right?
So she did mention that when she was on before that she cooks, you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
She did mention that, but she didn't say what it was like.
And she always makes sure I'm taken care of. So I gotta put that.
Well, I'll be with you. I'm gonna hang around you so I can get something.
No, don't come hanging on me and say, hey. All right. So like, man, how many current vendors do you guys have for this event? Because I know I was Hermina for a while, and then
Hermina haven't taken part in 2 years now because of some hand issues he has.
Right.
But we still have about 4 vendors. And we, by the way, we kept it at 4 just because we figure, you know what? Let us make them people make
some money.
Make their money and make extra.
Right.
Yes.
But we have gotten by every year we have at least 4 people checking us and we're telling them no.
Right.
Yeah.
Every year. At least 4 people checking me personally.
Yeah.
So right now we have what's her name? Malita.
Geraldine.
Specializes in the pudding, right?
Right.
We have Geraldine. What's it called? Geraldine Kitchen? I can't remember.
Gerald's Kitchen.
Gerald's Kitchen.
I believe.
Then we have this guy. He's married to a Dominican. She does film. She's a film.
He does jerk chicken and so on.
Cold pot jerk.
That's right. Cold pot jerk.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So he's a Jamaican, but he's married to a Dominican. And
right.
Even when he came the first time, he said, "Boy, you sure I'm going to sell out?" I said, "Don't worry, you sell out."
Yes, it's food.
Easily.
Yeah.
I think majority of the vendors sell out every year. I think.
I could imagine that. I swear. Go ahead, Jeffrey. Go ahead.
I was going to tell you what's her name. Nettie sells pepper. She sells out
hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Mema came in for books last year, right?
Right.
She did well,
and she sold out.
Quick.
Cooking books.
Cooking books, yeah.
You think that is no joke, man. Cooking books and she sold out.
Yeah. Very good.
Alwyn, who has been there from the beginning, doing some good business, right?
Right.
Yeah. Shirts is closed, and also we had Boggs Apparel last year, who did well with
a lot of apparel
with the jerseys, and it was kind of like an experiment, you know, because I mean you know Alwyn has his shirts, and I spoke to everyone about it, but they are selling sports jerseys and different products and little wristbands, Dominica, Trinidad. So it was new to everyone. So every year we always try to add something new. Yeah. You know, so you don't come back to the same old thing. Sometimes new is bad, sometimes new is good. But it's something to look.
You try.
Yeah, you know.
Plus, we need the money, man. So we have to start including more people because we have been saying no for a long time, and right now things are getting expensive as you have said.
Yes.
We need to add more people.
Yes. Especially when you're trying to add more to an event, right? You're trying to grow, then the money has to come at a point. So
and even nowadays you would know with entertainment, we're trying to add entertainment, and entertainment going to have some money.
Right.
Like last year, we wanted to add what's his name? Dice, but we did not get the sponsorship. I had a partner working on the sponsorship, and it just didn't turn out that he got the sponsorship for Dice.
Right.
I cannot make the man come and work and he can't get paid.
And we don't believe we don't like freeness too much in that Fete match community. That could be one of our weaknesses, you know.
Yeah.
We
and
like
sometimes that's why
give something, you know.
Sometimes you do need to put a dollar amount to the event to make them know that it's quality, right?
And we must big up our Dominican DJs every year, especially Island Therapy. Island Therapy for years has been the house DJ, and Island Therapy has never came to us and asked us, "Yo, give me $2." You know, so we have to respect that.
When we started to play music.
From the beginning, and then we still have to big up the other DJs. The other DJs pass through all the time.
Oh yeah.
There's, I think almost every Dominican DJ pass. Big Ben, Blackberry.
Yeah.
Even DJ Lolo. His son from
New York, 5 point.
Yeah.
Last year we had DJ 5.0 from the States.
Okay.
So
a young kid and
So it's still a display of talent, because when DJ 5.0 came, he's much smaller. He must be 14 or 15.
Yeah.
No, everybody came and was like, wow,
no, he's younger than that.
Younger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity for everybody to showcase their talent, whether it be DJing, soccer, food.
Yeah.
Meeting people,
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Joel, I think we need a dissect table.
My wheels are turning as I'm sitting here.
I know your wheels are always turning.
I've done events myself where I've had over 30 vendors, and this is indoor, and I've had entertainment. So I know what it goes into this, and it's me alone doing something like this. So can only imagine, having so many different people involved. I'm almost like anyways, if you do need some help, you can reach out to me.
We always want help.
So I'm willing to. I know a lot of people.
We're not refusing help. Right. We're not refusing help. The as you mentioned that there, all right. Last year, I gave my son my phone and I said, go live, right? When we were giving the awards. And I think that was an opportunity. I don't know if Sam would be interested, but probably we can try to do something live.
Oh, I was serious,
Huh?
I was actually serious when I said the word dissect again at the table. I wasn't joking.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
I wasn't joking.
We've already Novice and I already have some things going on. We're not
we're already trying to do some
but we have
stuff.
some plans of things that we'd like to do.
That would actually work in perfect.
It's just that all you have to give us a price, so we know.
No,
we have to add that to the budget.
I never give you a price. I don't see
but this is dissect, boss. That's different.
I know this is dissect. This is also community.
See Joey laughing. Yes, he's right.
There's no dollar amount.
It's also community based as well, right?
It's networking, right?
Yeah.
So
any way we can help let it grow, why not?
Yeah.
Keep it
so
going.
last year we had a plumbing company contributed a TV for raffle.
Okay.
Right now I can't remember the plumbing company, but Popo was the one who got that sponsorship, and we want to thank him for sponsoring us last year for that raffle of the TV. All right. That same guy going to give us something for the gala. And I don't know, maybe Michael can remember his name, but I just want to thank him.
In 10
teams, you have to thank a lot of people, right?
Right.
I want to thank, although Manu is not with the current regime, but every year he comes here early and he helps us to set up and he helps us to clean up. So I have to thank him.
Right.
His wife, and even Elijah too, son every now come and contribute.
Right.
Nikki for Markel, always there helping her, and his daughter last year helped. She got some credits for community work with the high school.
Nice. Nice.
There's what's that guy from Joel from Upstate New York there.
And also Gregory.
Gregory.
Even Kenaya Thomas.
Oh my.
Even Guy. Coco. There's always a section of a group that, even though they're having fun, especially Dominica United, but they would come and assist on the day of fun.
Yes.
Right. Even though they're not there with the planning, but they're here. And it's a large area to cover for the main guys or the main 5 people. I don't like to say we are the main 5 people, but I mean we oversee things.
The committee would that be the committee?
Yes, the committee.
Okay, the committee.
Only 5 of us.
Fabian is another one on the committee. Fabian, he was supposed to be on with us.
Right.
Yeah. Fabian, and also my brother Damien and Popo as well. That's mainly the 5.
But Michael, you did not thank Big Ben and them. Did you thank Big Ben?
No. So as DJs, we have Big Ben, Blackberry, all this parts through. We also said that.
So we want to thank
said
them.
Big Ben. We said
that.
Yes, and DJ Kaza sometimes pass through. Even 96 Degrees, Alva and them sometimes pass through.
And matter of fact, in the early days, Alva and them 96 Degrees with Daft, they are the ones you
and the song company Japs who provide the song every year. No problem, and I mean, we get in those things.
Reduced price.
at a very much reduced price.
Reduced price.
You know?
Nice.
And every year he's on time, he's punctual, and we have to thank him for that. And
very good.
So
so much people. We cannot say we're doing this alone. It's a whole community.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost time for us to go, but one thing I could learn tonight here, and I could look directly in the camera and say, because of Fete match, I have learned that tonight. So you're saying our people can actually come together and do things together? That's what all you're saying to me, you know?
Yeah, man.
Because, I mean, the norm is we cannot get together and do anything, but Fete match is definitely proving everybody wrong.
Well, listen to me. 50 years is not a little bit of years, you know, my boy.
No, it's not.
I'm telling you, that's a lot of time, you know.
Yep.
So George, he's the last person probably. No, I want to say he was the last person I mentioned, but it was his dream to see 50 years of Fete match and the team. Although you could say the team is more than 50 years, but he considered the official registration of the team as when it was born, 1974. So it was his dream, and even the gala we're having was more his dream than our dream.
Oh, wow.
Because if it was up to me, I'm not having that gala, you know, that's too much money. You know?
So, is this gala outside or is it indoor?
Indoor. Tropicana.
Yeah.
Community center.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a formal event, right?
Right. So it's like a dinner and dance.
Dinner and dance, and we're celebrating a few people.
Okay.
You know, and celebrating especially the early footballers.
Right.
You have a few people. When I start talking to them and they start going on, they don't want to stop talking. But I'm gonna mention a few people there that were like very, very good. At the same time, they were characters. Right. But anytime people start talking about it, I say, "But Mr. can play football." You know, fellas like Tex.
I know that name. I was waiting for that name to call to you, man.
So,
good.
Tell me last week, right? The first time you see Tex play, right? Tex take a ball, he send the ball on his head, and he running through the crowd, going to score a goal. And the referee wondering whether or not he should blow.
Right.
Because the ball on Tex's head and he running to the goal. So the referee didn't know how to play that. He said, "But I cannot blow. He didn't do anything wrong."
Yeah.
Right.
Can you imagine a partner so skillful like that doing that madness?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
And I was just getting a message here to cut you. Somebody was telling me we should try to include everybody's surname. So we should try our best as Caribbean people to include their surname as much as we can. You know, Jeffrey, as we have in the conversation, I say, you know, the person made sense, but we can try our best. Right. So Tex is talking about his surname is Peanut, right? Texas Peanut.
He's a Peanut, yes.
Okay. He's a Peanut. So
yes,
it's just like I didn't know Novelist's real name after so many years. After
like that, you know. I remember Mano tell me he went to pick up a partner in the airport, and before he went to pick up the partner, he had the airport. He wondered how come the partner didn't reach yet. But you remember somebody called Arizona and asked, "Hey, do you know so and so?" And he said no, and he hung up, and he went to the airport to pick up the partner. When he reached there, he go and inquire. They put the man in holding because he didn't know the man right then.
Oh God!
Yeah, I experienced.
So it's a thing we have in Dominica. We doesn't use proper names.
No, in the Caribbean,
it's in the Caribbean on the whole.
That's in the Caribbean.
It's in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
that is Caribbean.
Like you could actually say full name. That's why, like Kels, the person who told you that makes sense, but then you still leave people at who's that?
Novi's playing a band with me for well over 5 years, and someone asked me if I know who is Shamani. I was like, I don't know who is that. And then we come up the stage, and then they're like, "Yeah, that's Shamani." I said, "That's Novelist."
It wasn't that, but I knew Shamani. I knew his name.
Right.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it at all.
Yeah.
So we had Texas. You had we're talking about good players, yeah? And every year since the inception of the team, them guys won a trophy. Sometimes 2 trophies. Knockout and league. Every single year. Every year they participated. Contrast League, Spanish League, Lakeshore League, North York, Rosslot League. The team.
Even when we played in when they took a rest and we came back in 2004, every year we won something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So starting from George to Skeff, John to Trevor Bertrand, Terry Bertrand, Kuru, all them. Dashing, what's Dashing real name? Lennox something. Lennox
Emmanuel.
All them fellas, they end up winning trophies for us in the early years.
Right.
And coming down to them younger guys with Markel and Damien and Kanaya, Coco, still end up winning trophies. So the team has done, and the team is known as a good
we are known.
team.
Yeah. I mean, I would be sometimes randomly at work, and somebody randomly come to me, yo, what are you saying? I was like, I'm good. How is we united? I was like, huh?
The hell?
Yeah, just the player. And I wouldn't know the person. They would tell me everything about the team, you know, randomly, regularly. And that happens often. And, you know, over the years, I say, well, I didn't know how important, even though we were a strong team, but I think we were nice people first, before being a good soccer team. And I think we made the most noise on the field. I could tell you that.
Oh, yes.
But we always won. You know, I mean, I remember this one guy from St. Vincent. He came to me and said, how do you guys fight like cats and dogs on the field, and after the game you're chilling like nothing ever happened? I said, we want to win. It's a zest to win, man.
And going forward, which is what we need a Travian for, but going forward, we just want to get the youths back into the club, because currently, I'll tell you, we have about a good 17 guys that play at top level in Ontario, and a couple of them on the national squad in terms of the youth squad.
Right.
On the 17, on the 21, and this can be like an area where we kind of scout for players for the island of Dominica. So I mean, going forward, we just want to get the youth. So if you have, you know, people that want to come and join the club, just tell them, give them our names, our numbers, and then we can try to get them onto the team, because we need to get the youth, because all of us older right now and we're not playing.
Right.
When you say youth, under what or above what age?
Well, we're taking them in the Fete match, right? We're taking them from 50 years, you know, because for the past 3 years, mostly the young ones from 15 to 21 that play in the match, you know.
Right.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask.
And we used to play against St. Vincent all the time, and you know, we still used to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
But them I have to add something also. With we United especially, we always used to have actual players from Dominica coming up in the summertime to play with United, even past national players as well coming, or current national players at the time, I should say, used to come up and join the team and play with United to get that experience in the different leagues United is playing, because the football level was very high up here. So then they would take that experience and go back to Dominica and bring it to their club or the national team. It was important that I mentioned that as well.
Yes, Fabian did say that he came across the screen, but we didn't get to mention that. So yeah.
Is there a reason why he couldn't join us? Because I actually really wanted to talk to him tonight about the whole youth part of it as well. So hopefully maybe next time we could get him here for that.
So I know the time is going, but you know, we normally have a game that we like to play with our guests. And we didn't ask before, but you guys, you know, you two gentlemen seem like you could be game for this game. It's called quick hitters. So we ask you a question and you answer whatever comes to your head, whatever the first thing that comes to your head. Are you willing to play this game?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have some football answers. I guess you want me to go first, or
go ahead.
Okay, Kels, I'll ask you. Actually, yes. I'm actually glad. Yes, I was supposed to ask Kels that question because of CR the last time. So, Kels, the last time we spoke to CR, he was telling us the biggest risk he ever took. And big up CR, he's on the live actually too watching. What's the biggest risk you ever took?
I think one of the biggest risks I ever took in my life is beginning to work for myself and not depend on anybody to provide work for me.
Right.
You know, and it started with music at first. I did music. I mean, I was I was in the Carpenters Union. That's my profession, and I couldn't deal with it. I left it and I went into music full time for a while, and then again I met up with CR, and he convinced me to into something.
Right.
And so that was the biggest risk, walking away. You know, because working union is a great paying job, right?
Right.
And technically, you just walk into fire to do music with not too much contacts at the time, right?
Right.
It was a major risk.
Yes.
Yeah, it was major. That was crazy.
Jeffrey, what would you say your biggest risk is or was?
That is something, huh? Because
I have plenty, by the way.
Yeah.
Because my nature can be spontaneous, right? As compared to the wife, when I do plan stuff, it's problems in the house.
Right.
So I want to say risk. I want to say, but if I have to think, if you're looking at hindsight, all right. If you're looking at hindsight, right? I would say, you remember back in the day, where you used to go river, right? When it's raining and you're crossing the river. You never remember doing that as a Bolika boy?
At the slippery stones.
But I'm talking about the river raging coming down.
Yeah.
In a game.
Yeah.
My brother is here actually in Canada right now. Two of us, because we are year apart, together with our crew. We live in Bath Road and we go in and crossing the river and say we're playing a game. You know the amount of us that could die?
Of course.
Yeah.
I would probably say that, and I don't want to say risky, maybe it's stupid too. So.
That's risky behavior. Yeah. That is risky.
We're just being boys, man.
Yeah. Where's my questions? Okay. Something. Oh no, not that one. Leave that for last. The worst piece of advice that you've ever been given. We'll start with Jeffrey with this one. The worst piece of advice you've ever gotten.
Worst piece of advice I've gotten. I would say when I used to have the band, right? You know, in Dominica we're emotional people, right? And the band, basically, in terms of the amount of money I put in and the amount of effort, I shouldn't be the first person to leave the band. I should be the last person to leave the band.
Right.
And among everybody who was good to me or who understood me, they told me, you cannot leave your band. And I follow one person's advice. And I leave the band. My band. I just leave it. Bad advice. I want to call the person name. I'll leave it. I want to call the person.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Kels?
Yeah.
You want to touch that?
Yeah, that one not too hard for me, you know, because I think it's generic. It's I would say in general, when I try to do certain things, you actually start to believe people when they tell you cannot do it. So I think on a few occasions, many have told me, listen, you cannot do that. That's impossible.
Right.
But me being a bit stubborn, once or twice I really thought that I couldn't do it, but at some point I have said, isn't that possible, you know? But that 3 or 4 days or 2 hours or 2 minutes I spend in saying, you cannot do it. It's important, you know, because the time flying on you, right? And I think That's why I say generic. Because first of all, I do talk to too many people. So the people I talk to, they're important to me.
Right.
So even though sometimes they're trying to protect my heart or my well-being, I wouldn't say that they are playing me down, that I cannot, they're scared.
Right.
Because when I go hard, right? You know, as a man, I go hard, you know?
Yep.
And if I get hit, I come in again and I coming back.
Course.
You fall long, you get up. You fall long, you get up, and that's me. So I think that's the worst piece of advice for me. Just sometimes I would say, believing in somebody else and not yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. So this will be the last one for me, and Joel will have one more. If there's anything that you could be better at, what would it be? What do you wish that you were better at?
Jeffrey, you go first?
You thinking, man? Boy, there's a lot of things, you know, my boy.
Why?
But currently, I think my procrastination has gotten to a level where I don't know, man. I think there's too much deprecation or too much procrastinating in my moves for the past probably 10 years.
Right.
So I wish to get better at being more decisive in my decision making.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the question again?
This is becoming like a therapy session. I like this.
Yeah. I went a little bit deep there afterwards. Remind me of the question again, because I start to think too far. What's the question again?
The question is something that you wish you were better at.
Yes.
Yo, honestly, I wish I could be a mechanic, you know. Honestly. Yeah.
What is it?
Fixing vehicles? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would give up carpentry and all what I learn and be a mechanic instead, you know.
Wow.
Okay.
Because listen, every day you have to deliver a vehicle, you know.
Yeah. Facts.
Honestly, like that's every time I go by a mechanic, I tell him I think I went in the wrong trade.
Right.
You know, honestly, that's one of the things, and there's many more, but that one they always bother me every time.
Right.
I go by my mechanic, I say, yeah, boy, I wish I could have been a mechanic. And honestly, straight from the bat, right away.
It's never too late.
I don't know.
You can have a side hustle on top of a side hustle.
I don't know if the brain can take any more of them things. Yeah.
All right, Jewel, your last question.
Let's bring some light to this therapy session that we're having here. Something that would make you laugh the hardest, or something that has made you laugh the hardest. Oh.
What? Okay.
Sounds like you have his already.
Oh, I don't know. That's
for me, anybody rolling down a hill is funny.
I laugh all the time too.
I love it.
All right. I'll tell you. Does it have to be a thing that happens all the time, or just that one time?
Once it makes
it
you laugh.
It could have happened once.
Once it made you laugh, that's it.
Made you laugh the hardest. Rolling.
One time I was at a tour with Calypso Rose, right? And we went to Vancouver Island.
Right.
I can call her name. She wouldn't mind.
Okay.
And we were in the airport, and she told me straight, all right, get 2-liter bottles of water for her. So I went in the airport. I got it for her. Then she goes in the bathroom. Then she comes back out. I saw her going to the duty free. She goes back into the bathroom. Whilst we're on the plane, we're in first class, you know. She says, Michael, grab me a bottle of water. I need to take my medication. When I poured the water, I was like, vodka? Yeah, and I started laughing. I don't know why I was laughing so much. I was laughing until the air hostess came on the flight attendant said, are you okay, sir? I said, like, yeah. I was like, did she just do that? I was laughing. That was funny.
Wow.
Because she was in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah. Yo.
That's genius.
I know. From the minute he said,
I've been traveling all this time and
oh
have
my
not thought about that.
God. Oh, people are terrible. Good ideas though, but
up to this day, when I think of that, sometimes I would laugh.
Oh,
I watch
man.
some of the pictures of the tour, that specific
Right.
tour, and that will always keep me
Oh,
in my
man.
memory. Like, yo, this lady really did that.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
Oh. So now you guys have a scoring Calypso, Miss Calypso Rose? Oh my God.
yeah, man, that's the lady. I mean,
Oh man.
she's like a mother to me, you know, in the music fraternity. She's like a mother to me, you know. I
Right.
started working with I was extremely young, you know.
Right.
I barely made 20 years old. I was probably hitting, because at one point they wanted to give me a kids band on tour, you know,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
used to ID me.
You're still giving some funny moments, okay?
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, that was that.
Oh gosh.
Jeffrey, any
That's
funny moments? I can't even say the word.
Well,
Any
well, the most I can say about that is if I want to laugh, all right, if I want to laugh, or if I feeling a little bit down, I have a little boy there, my last child, who's the kind of character, and he has a lot of tricks. So you always think you can get away with
Ahead of
stuff. So that's probably the only thing I can think of that would make me, if I'm having a bad day, Mr. is a character.
Right.
Yeah. Do close your eyes around Mr.
Which one? The last one or the one before the last?
No, Seiko, the last one.
Oh, the last one. Okay.
Oh my.
Oh man.
Jeffrey said, "Don't close your eyes around him."
Don't close your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
you have a comedian in the
A
making.
natural.
Yeah.
He's a Trixie Panda.
Jeffrey, you know what was funny? Remember when we went to was it Saskatoon? Saskatchewan. No, yeah, Saskatoon, yeah.
Saskatoon.
Yeah. And what was it the Thanksgiving dinner when the white boy come and he asked Cedric to make the dinner in the hotel, and the boy wanted it extra spicy mackerel. The man, Kels, the red behind you.
Yeah,
that was the man's face.
Oh my gosh!
And he wouldn't stop eating it. The man wouldn't. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I'm like looking like he's gonna die.
That's fire, bro.
That's
funny. Oh man.
Gosh.
Well, gotta thank you guys for coming on and enlightening us on Fete match, which will be taking place Caravana Sunday, 2024, and been taking place for the last 50 years. You guys want to give us the address where it's gonna be and any way of contacting you guys, or if you want to just shout out the family or even the members of Fete match. The floor is all yours.
Jeffrey, you wanna go with the address?
Which one? Which address?
For the Fete
Where
match.
Fete match.
Oh, the Fete match is the exact address I can't remember, but it's Kennedy and McNichol right on the corner.
Is that Lamoureux Community Center?
Yeah.
Lamoureux.
So the address is 2000 McNichol Avenue.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So Lamoureux Park, but it's in Northlands Park. Kennedy and McNichol. That's field number 5.
Okay.
Right.
The gala is at Tropicana Community Center. That's in Scarborough on June 15th.
Right.
The Cooler Fete, Canada Day weekend, June 30th. That's a Sunday. All right. So we're not doing it on the 1st because the 1st is on the Monday.
The 1st is the holiday.
Next day is work, so we'll do it on the Sunday.
Right.
And the Fete match is on August 4th at McNichol and Kennedy Lamoureux Park.
Park. All right.
Yeah. And we just want to say thanks to everybody who has been attending the Fete match. I mean, over the years, we have seen the crowd grown so much. And we'd like to thank everyone who comes out every year and make it a wonderful event. Even the vendors and the DJs, the volunteers, the wives, the kids, the uncles, the
Right.
aunties, you know.
Right.
And we even have to thank the older boys for, you know, even giving it thought to have that. I mean, it has transitioned, but I mean, if they didn't started doing it, there's no way we would be there 50 years after. And
That's
I must
right.
say, a lot of them, almost all of them, attend every year.
Right.
They look forward to coming out, and
Nice.
they those who can help us, they do help us, you know.
Right.
In every way
Right.
needed or possible, you know. So I want to thank everybody for coming out every time.
Right.
Because I mean, if we wasn't getting that turnout, I don't think we would want to do it every year.
Right.
Yeah, our happiness is to see the happiness of others attending the Fete match.
Mhm.
Everybody's happy, we're happy.
I want to thank Sam and the Dissect crew, Novelist and Jewel, for having us on and giving us this bit of
our pleasure.
Most definitely. Most definitely. And you guys are welcome to come back here whenever you were ready. And hopefully, you know, we could arrange something that will be in the park, and next season on Dissect we could actually show little segments of Fete match. So
yes.
let's hope everything works out the way we want. We would like it to.
Yeah. Hopefully. But it looks doable. It looks doable.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeffrey, you can attest to that it looks doable, that can happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make the damn thing happen. Thank you guys for joining us. And yeah, let's do this again.
All right. Thank you,
people.
All right.
Thanks,
gentlemen.
Thanks, everybody. All right.
Yes, and there you have it. Nice program, educational. You see, I've been part of Fete Match since I want to say 2000, the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And actually the year 2004 consistently till last year. Like, if it was going on, I've been there. And I could actually say I learned a lot of things that I did not know. And I mean, just like everybody else, I go for the football, I go for the entertainment. And it's really a gathering of people that you probably haven't seen in God knows how long, right? So it's really like a nice community event. And like they said, it's not just Dominicans. You have Vinci, St. Lucia, Jamaica, and the list just goes on, right? So I would encourage every and anybody, if you are, even though you don't take part in Caribana, because it's not Caribana, it's not no jump up wild out, you know what I mean? Bring the kids out, bring your husband out, bring your wife out, and enjoy
family event.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what it is. So thanks to those guys for coming out. What we got next week, Jay?
So next week, we have Dale. So we talked about Dale a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to be making his debut on Dissect, and we're bringing back Nurse Kavita, to talk about some things that Dale is going through, and maybe we can have a lot of questions, people tuning in to find out more about their own health. So yeah, next week's going to be a big week for us.
Definitely. And the GoFundMe, if anybody wants to help Dale, but there's a GoFundMe there for Dale. Joe, maybe you could give them a little info on that.
So for GoFundMe, I don't think we have the link today on, but you could just go on to Google GoFundMe and type in "Help Dale Get Surgery," and it should come up. It should populate. So it's easy to find it. If you can't contribute financially, just share the link.
Share the link. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you guys had fun like we had fun doing this. I hope you guys got educated like we got educated tonight. And on behalf of Island Therapy, TDN Radio, TDN TV, Sip and Chat, Dissect, I go by the name of Novelist.
And I am Jewel.
And we'll see you guys next week. Have a blessed week and a blessed weekend. Deuces.
Peace.
So I'm Janine Xavier Cross.
I'm Janelle Xavier.
And where's Abby Street?
So this is what the beats on the inside and we're ready to go.
Are you, Jewel? I think you have hidden talents that you're not talking about.
Let's get to the bar. Ain't no bar, Mr. Drum.
Yeah.